Hello, and welcome to the third dungeon boss guide for Dawntrail. Anyway, let's begin. Feather Ray will start the fight off with Immersion. This is simply a raid wide. Wow, crazy. It'll then cast Troublesome Tail. That's going to debuff everyone with Nuisance, and this means you're going to repeat the mechanic that Feather Ray is about to do. Here it uses Worrisome Wave. This is a frontal cone. So this means all 4 players are going to have a frontal cone once this timer expires. There's 2 ways to handle this. You can either all make sure you're standing on the same side and just face your cones towards the boss and make sure it's not overlapping with anyone else. Or you can just face your character outside the arena like I'm doing here and it won't hit anyone. The boss will then cast Hydro Ring. This will enclose the arena in water that you cannot stand in, otherwise you'll take damage. The boss will then cast Blowing Bubbles, and this is simply going to spawn bubbles underneath the boss that will rotate outwards. So just rotate here around the boss. It's quite simple. After that, the boss will then cast Bubble Bomb. This will spawn multiple bubbles that will explode after a short while. Then the boss will cast Rolling Current. Pay attention to the direction the current is currently moving, as that's going to push every bubble 1 bubble up in that direction. So the easiest way to find a safe spot here is find a patch that is safe and then move up 1 in the direction that the wind is blowing. And you'll see what I'm doing here in this footage. The boss will then cast another Hydro Ring into Troublesome Tail, and then cast Trouble Bubbles, which instead of spawning the bubbles underneath the boss, the players will now spawn bubbles underneath them. Kind of the same concept as the previous bubbles, but this one's a bit more YOLO. Just make sure you're avoiding other players' bubbles and not taking your own. After that, it's simply rinse and repeat until the boss is dead. For our next boss, Firearms will begin the fight with Dynamic Dominance. And this is simply a raid wide who is shocked. The boss will then cast Mirror Maneuver. This will spawn a few mirrors around the arena, and then he'll cast Thunder Light Burst, which will aim in one direction of the mirror, and the mirror will, surprisingly so, mirror this AoE. There's these orbs around the map that you need to pay attention to, because as the line AoE hits these orbs, they will do a massive point blank AoE, so make sure you're aware of which one is going to go off and preemptively move. Our next mechanic is Ancient Artillery. This will take up a few tiles of the arena, and these tiles will point in cardinal directions. All you have to do here is just make sure you're not aligned with that cardinal direction. It's pretty easy and quite self-explanatory. He'll then cast Emergent Artillery, which will just activate the tiles. After that, the boss will cast Pummel, and this is simply a tank buster. After that, the boss will cast Mirror Maneuver. This will spawn 2 mirrors and multiple orbs. You need to pay attention to which orb is going to get hit by the mirror. So just mirror the line AoEs for each mirror it hits and find the orb that it's going to hit. If that's too much thinking for you, just run to the side of the Thunder Light Burst line AoE, as I'm doing here in the footage, and you'll always be as far away as possible from the orb. You might need to move up a little bit more, but otherwise it's pretty foolproof, and this will always be the safe spot. Boss will then cast another Ancient Artillery. This will spawn more tiles than the last time, but it's still the same concept. Just make sure you're not in line of any of the tiles. Then everyone will get spread markers, so just make sure you're not stacking these together. After that, it's pretty much rinse and repeat until the boss is dead. The last boss, Maul Skull, will start with Stone Carver. Pay attention to the fists here, because this is the order of which side is going to be safe. So the left fist here is glowing first, so I'm going to go right, and then the right fist glows, so I'm just going to wait until the left fist has gone off and then move into the left fist. And then the right fist goes off, but we're in the safe spot, so we're good. He'll then cast Skull Crush. This is a knockback, accompanied by spread AoEs, so just make sure that you're spreading out as you get knocked back. Melee should jump back onto the boss while range can stay back. The boss will then cast More Work. This will just be multiple circle AoEs to dodge. Pretty simple stuff. Just make sure you're always on the move here. You'll then see this big ass green arrow pointing in a direction here. All you have to do is just not be there. So make sure you're moving to the left or right in this example. After that, the boss will cast Deep Thunder. This is a multi-hit stack AoE, and it's a tower, so it must be taken. After that, the boss will then do another knockback, but this time it will be accompanied by ringing blows. This is exactly the same as Stone Carver. Just pay attention to which of the fists glow first, and make sure you're getting knocked back on the second fist to glow. Then once you've been knocked back, move to the spot that just got hit by the fist, and then you'll be safe. The next mechanic is Wrought Fire. This is simply a cleaving tank buster. After that, the boss will cast a Colossal Impact. This is the knockback again, but this time accompanied by a stack. And the knockback is knocking us into the boss. So just make sure we're all getting knocked back together here and staying within the stack. He'll then cast another Colossal Impact, but this time we are getting spreads. Again, casters can kind of stay put, while melees can fan out towards the boss. The boss will then cast Ash Layer. This is simply a raid wide. He'll then cast another Bulwark, same as usual, but this time there's going to be 2 big green arrows, so the safe spot here is middle. I'm not sure if this consistently happens, so just be aware of that. After that though, it's rinse and repeat. You've seen everything, and with that, that's the end of this guide. So thanks a lot for watching, really appreciate it, and I hope to see you in the next one. So goodbye for now, and enjoy Dawntrail.